Hello everybody, this is Zaxter99. Today I got a report, an update on a video I did about 2.5 weeks ago. If you remember, I reported a very sad story about a little 19-month-old baby that had been heavily abused, beaten by the mother's boyfriend while she went to work. He had been beaten, hit in the face, he'd been slammed against the wall. His eyes and face had been keyed by the guys taking keys to his face. And the grandmother had found out and called the cops and called the authorities. And it was definitely tragic news, and today I do actually have an update on what's going on. The baby's name we found out is Damian, okay? And again, this is a baby local to my area in Meridian, Idaho. And you can check out all the articles about this. There's about 4 of them now on KTVB.com, www.ktvb.com. I will provide a link below. I'll also provide a link to my original video put in 2.5 weeks ago, right below this video. Now, Damian was in a coma for a total of 10 days. He stayed in ICU for nearly 2 weeks. ICU, of course, meaning intensive care unit. So it was definitely a story that a lot of people around here, maybe across the country, were watching close. And it looks like, you know, some of you guys watch this video on my channel. And I want to go ahead and thank everybody for all your prayers, thoughts, and everything concerning the health and the outcome of this poor little child. He's now 20 months old. And Rachel Burton, the grandmother, who reported the story, said doctors worried that his head injuries, they worried about his head injuries and warned that he would need therapy. But it actually turns out he didn't. Now, less than 3 weeks later, he's doing great. The bruises and bumps healed quickly, and the only sign of what happened at all is a little helmet that he has to wear as a precaution to protect his head. Now, the family is definitely grateful for every moment that this little boy, for every moment that they have now, that they were scared to death that, his life might be taken. And his grandmother now says that he was on death's doorstep, and I certainly believe that, and that she admits that it was a miracle, and that all prayers out there were honestly answered. So, as a subscriber, as a creator of the original video here, Zaxter99, I do want to go ahead and thank any of you guys who watched that first video. It was warning single mothers to please be careful, who you leave your children with. And it's not just mothers, it's whoever has these young children. Whether you're leaving them in a daycare, or whether you're leaving them with a friend or a boyfriend that you don't know well, be really, really careful. As it looks, this mother had been dating Samuel Ford, here in the local area for a number of months. This was the first day that she actually left the baby alone with Ford. I guess she trusted him, and this is what happened. Now, Rachel Burton, felt really bad, really guilty after it, because she felt it was her job to protect her daughter and to protect him, and she felt like she failed. Now, the grandmother, Rachel Burton, was at home just across the street from the daughter's house when this abuse happened. She says she has no idea what was happening to her grandson just right across the street. And, she wishes now that Samuel Ford, the abuser, had simply walked over and asked for help. And she wants to advise other people, if you can't handle it, if you can't handle a child, that's giving you some kind of, situation that you don't know what to do, crying uncontrollably and you can't get them to stop or whatever it is, reach out and call somebody for help. These are our children, they're innocent, whether it be your grandchildren, whether it be a child across the street, whether you're the neighbor. These are the children of the world. It's everybody's job to help out. And, these are innocent kids. And this poor kid here, Rachel Burton says in her own words, his innocence was taken away at such a young age. But the Meridian police says that 21-year-old Sam Ford is responsible for the abuse. He did already go to court, and he's been charged with 4 felony injuries to a child. In court, the prosecutors said that Ford punched his face, threw him against the wall, dropped him, and scratched his face with keys. And Rachel Burton, the grandmother, says the hardest part was that first 24 hours. She said watching her daughter, that her daughter was in complete shock, seeing, and that she was in shock, seeing her grandson like that. And with her being the one that found him and found Ford abusing him like that, she had to tell her what happened. She said it's a parent's worst nightmare. Now Burton says for the first time, that was the first time, like I said, that he had been left with the baby. And he was not the original father, so I want to make sure that's clear. He was not the original father. He was the guy that was dating the child's mother at the time. But Rachel Burton says that the child is now 20 months old. He's out of the hospital. He's back to his normal self. And she can't believe that he's come so far after such serious, life-threatening injuries. She's glad to see him running around, she said, and he's back to his typical old self. A 2-year-old mischievous little kid into everything. So definitely great news in the case of this poor child. For every story, however, like this one for Damian, there is so many more that end in the death of a child, that end in a situation where the child doesn't recover. So again, I urge any of you guys that have young kids, you know, if you're leaving them in the care of somebody else while you work or while you do, you know, whatever it is, usually it's work, it seems like, but if you're leaving your young children in the care of somebody, be really careful who that's with. As you can see here, this mother had trusted Samuel Ford to take care of her baby, and this was a sad story that happened. All I can do is say thank you to all of you guys who watched my original story and put your prayers out and put your thoughts out to this child. I felt that I owed it to you guys to update you on what happened, whatever that was. And this is the update, and it's a happy one, thank God. I do want to go ahead and let you know that the hospital bills, the medical expenses in this case are probably, I have no idea what they are, but the medical expenses are probably far greater than this family can afford. So I'm going to provide a link down below to a U.S. bank where you can make a phone call and you can ask them how to help donate. If you want to help out in the medical expenses for this child, that would be great, and that would be a great way to actually donate money if you feel like, you know, you want to do that. And it's a U.S. bank, and all you have to do is tell them you want to donate to the Baby Bubba Fund. So what I'll do is I'll provide a link to the contact information for this U.S. bank in the same town as the story happened, Meridian, Idaho. So thanks everybody for watching. Thanks so much for your prayers, and I'm glad this story turned out to be a happy one. I was scared when I first reported it that it was going to end in you know, a lot sadder ending. So thanks again everybody. This has been Zaxter99. You guys all have a great day or night. Be sure you subscribe in the upper right hand corner if you haven't done so already. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. It does help me, let me know that you guys appreciate the content that I'm putting on my channel for you guys. And if you guys are, you know, closer to the story than I am, I certainly don't know anybody in this story. It's just somebody in my local area. And the reason I put these videos out is because I want to raise awareness for everybody that has young children. And, you know, do your part to help make sure that these young kids are not suffering this kind of abuse or worse. It happens so much, and you read about it so much in the news. It's horrifying. So that was my purpose and my goal by putting this video out. And now I just want to let you guys know what happened. This video, definitely, the story had a happy ending. So thanks everybody for watching. This has been Zaxter99 again. Be sure you find all the links below. I have a link for the original story. I'll have a link for where you can help donate. I'll have a link for all the different stories and on the original website where KTVB.com reported the updates for this child. Thanks again, everybody. Have a good one.